What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Monday, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit about a very important part of competition prep, and that is meal prep. So for those of you who have never gone through a prep or don't know anybody who have gone through a prep, one of the hardest things to get in a line with meal prep is figuring out your timing. So when do you need to be doing it? How many days should you prep for? It honestly depends on the person and your timing and your schedule. So for me, I usually prep on Sundays, and I have my meals prepped for me through the week. That's just easier for me because I'm stuck at the gym, until 8 p.m. from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And when I get home at 8 p.m., I just want to be able to pull my meals out of the fridge and eat it. So what I usually do is I prep on Sunday, and I have everything ready all the way to Saturday. Unfortunately, this week I'm prepping on Monday, so what I'm currently cooking right now is chicken breast, and one pan usually lasts me for the week. And what I do is I order the fresh chicken breast I buy the fresh chicken breast from Kroger or Walmart, and I actually slice it in half across, and then so I'm pretty much slicing it into fourths, and then I put it on here, as you can see. I'll spread out there. And the seasoning that I'm using for this batch, only because I ran out of my other seasoning, is just sea salt and black pepper. Sounds yummy, right? So that doesn't mean that other seasonings shouldn't or can't be used. As long as there's no sugar added in or anything like that, you should be good. So I usually have some seasonings that I stick with. There's a couple McCormick, and my hair looks ridiculous right now. A couple McCormick seasonings that I use that taste pretty good. 0 calorie, just different herbs and spices thrown in there. So cooking chicken right now, and that should be ready for the week. I'm also going to be cooking some rice, jasmine rice. And for those of you who've never tried jasmine rice, I like it because it tastes a lot better than just regular rice. And where I'm prepped for a week, it usually lasts a lot longer in the fridge. It's a lot more tender when you microwave it, and there's no really extra health benefits from going from white rice to jasmine or basmati rice. So just whatever you prefer. I prefer jasmine. Tastes good. So those two actually go together, the chicken and the jasmine rice. And I actually throw in this. I'll show you now. I dropped it. Pineapple chunks. I buy them frozen. I usually get about 3 bags of these. I throw that in with the white rice and chicken, and then I actually throw on some MCT oil, which I have right here in my trusty fridge. And we got it here. I got this at GNC. It's lasted me for weeks. And for those of you who haven't had MCT oil, it tastes decent, and you don't have to use a lot of it. So I got this at GNC. I think it was like 15 bucks, and it's lasted me a few weeks. So it's a good fat source that you can throw in. So that's one of my meals that I have throughout the day. And then I will show you the rest of my meals so you guys know what I'm eating throughout the day. Alright, so fast forward to the morning. this is what I got for my first meal. Eggs, oats and strawberries, and as always, coffee. And for those of you who are wondering what I put in my coffee, I drink it black, but I also use stevia. These little things, I use 2 of them in my coffee. So, makes it taste sweet. For those of you who use regular sugar or use Splenda, it may take a week or so to get used to the taste, but it settles a lot better on my stomach. And obviously stevia is a natural sweetener, so technically it's better for you. But to line everything out for you guys for today, that's my first meal. I have my trusty little 6-pack bag here that carries meals in it. And for my next meal, fortunately right now I have the ability to eat these. MRE bar from Red Cotton One, and it's made from real foods, and this flavor is sprinkled donut, so it's pretty good. And I'll also eat a banana with that. And for those of you who don't know, the green bananas are better than yellow bananas. Not health-wise, they just taste better. So meal after that is actually going to be that chicken meal that you guys saw. I'm taking it with me, and then after that I have a shake with peanut butter and rice cakes. And then later on in the day, before I leave work, I'll have a second shake because I keep my protein powder at work. It makes it easier. And then I come back home and I'll show you guys what I eat when I get back from work here in a second. You guys will see it here in a second, but it's currently almost 7. I have my first client at 7:30, and I will not be back until probably 8 tonight. So decent amount of meals I have to take with me to spread them out. So that's what I got going on meal wise this week. So you guys will see the next 2 meals right now. Alright guys, for those last 2 meals that I have, the 6th meal that I usually come home and eat right after I get off work is going to be ground beef, and I usually stick with 93.7. It's the leanest ground beef that we can find around here, and I eat that with red potatoes. Sometimes, a lot of times actually, they're out of the 93.7, and I just grab the 90.10. You can find these at Walmart. Unfortunately, the Kroger that's right down the road only gets to like 80/20, I think. So yeah, that's meal 6. It's gonna be ground beef and red potatoes. And then my last meal, meal 7, is I take this little thing here, liquid egg whites, and I do 6 ounces of that. I literally just throw the skillet on the scale and put it on the stove and cook it. And that's all my meals. So you know, I don't really need to give you the measurements on everything because they're for me, not for you. And oh, mindless plug here. I clicked the button, what happened? Okay, mindless plug. For those of you wondering, I'm using Redcon 1 supplements. Firstly, because they're good quality in my opinion, and secondly, because I'm a tier operator for them, which means I'm pretty much an affiliate. And yeah, so for those of you who are wondering, I do have the med kit, which is actually going to be vitamins and minerals and some joint support. No, not joint support, liver support. They are coming out with the joint support, I think in the next week or so. So look out for that. Follow Redcon on Instagram and you'll get all the updates. You saw the MRE bars, sprinkled donut is good, and the chocolate, just like the regular chocolate one, is probably my overall favorite. For the protein, right now, those are empty. Those are empty now, so I don't think that I have all of these. This is the whey isolate, and the flavor, as you can see, there's mint chocolate, and it really tastes like mint chocolate chip ice cream, which I'm not a huge fan of, but in terms of protein, it tastes delicious. It's really sweet. So for those of you who like sweet proteins, I recommend this one. So, and then I do use a carbohydrate source for my post-workout shake, and I just throw this in with the isotope and creatine, which is at the gym. I keep it there. It's unflavored, and then it's just a carbohydrate source coming from cyclic dextrin. So it's a fast absorbing carbohydrate, and I know I've talked about it before, the anabolic window that a lot of people think is like 30 minutes after their workout is horse shit. It's actually a little bit longer than that. You're gonna look, some studies say it's up to even 5 hours. Some studies say the anabolic window is even 24 hours after your workout. So it's not like I finish my workout and rush into drinking that shake, but it's easy to get down. So better than eating all this food and then eating rice with my shake. So yeah, that's all my meals that I have. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. What I do want you guys to do is, because it's running low right now, before I go into this, if you want, if you're interested in any of the Redcon 1 products, feel free to go online, and I can give you 20% off your entire order. So just use my code, T20 Evan S on your order. Make sure you fill in my name on the bottom of your order before you check out, to let them know that I helped you out. If you have any questions on the products, you can comment below, or all of you guys pretty much know me personally, so you can either ask me in person, send me a text, or direct message me on Instagram, because most of you guys are following me. And yeah, so if you're interested in that, let me know. But before I go, I do want to get you guys' opinion on something. So my candle's running low, and I have a Bath & Body Works candle that is leaves flavored, and I love it, but I'm trying to expand my horizons with my candles and I really like candles. So comment a suggestion on what candle I should get next. Keep in mind, it's still fall right now, or it's actually fall just started, but it like dropped from like 85 to 55. So comment a suggestion for the next candle I can get, and I will pick one of those and grab it. So thank you guys for watching, and actually I'm gonna add a little snippet in right now. So alright guys, so now that you've kind of gotten a glance at what I'm eating, or what I've been eating for the first week of prep, I did kind of want to go over a little bit more on what has happened this past week. My training has gone well. I actually took a day off on Friday. I had a tattoo appointment, so that gave me my day off, and as some of you know, I have trouble taking those days off, so good on that part this week. And we're going into Sunday, and I'm looking ahead. My next rest day will probably be sometime in the middle of the week this week. So on top of that, one thing that I run into a lot, especially recently, is people coming up, or people that I know very well, saying, you need to take some time for yourself. It's okay to be selfish sometimes, and I completely understand that. And I completely agree. I do need to take some more time for myself. But looking into it a little bit more, I've kind of realized that this is me being selfish. For these next 19 or so weeks, I'm going to seem selfish. I'm not going to be able to go out to eat. So if people ask me to go out to eat, I'm going to have to tell them no. Or if somebody wants to go grab a drink on Saturday nights, I'm going to have to tell them I can't do that. And, I'll go out occasionally and hang out with people, but some people will see that as a buzzkill, where like I'll go and I'll either take a meal with me, or we'll go to the bar or wherever I end up, and I'm not going to be able to drink, so I'm there drinking water. And some people think that that's stupid, but that's what I have to do. That's me being selfish. So this is what I love to do, and this is for me. And I have a lot of reasons that I do bodybuilding. And if you ever want to know, feel free to come up and ask me kind of why I got into it, or why I'm still doing it with everything else that I have going on. But yeah, this is me being selfish. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they were saying how they're in a stage right now in their life where they're trying to learn how to be selfish. They've kind of lost their way for the past few years, and it got me thinking. As I'm doing this for the next 19 or so weeks, I'm not gonna lose my relationships with my friends and my family. And it took a while for some of these people to figure out these things that I'm doing, and to figure out the routine. Like, my mom asking me to come down and eat dinner on Sundays. When I first started bodybuilding, you could tell she would get a little upset that I couldn't eat family dinner on Sundays. And I wish I could have done that, but I didn't, and I ate my meals. And it took her a while to kind of get past that hump, and my parents are at that point now where they understand why I can't do that. And my friends are understanding, and whether you're in a relationship or not, you need to find somebody who's going to understand these selfish points, these so-called selfish points of yourself. And if they don't understand that, and they can't allow you to do that if you're in the relationship, I feel like the relationship is going to crumble, because you're always going to have in the back of your mind that you want to do these things, and your significant other isn't going to want you to do those things, and I feel like it's going to tear at you. And luckily, a few of my past relationships, they've been understanding of that, and it helped out a lot, being able to get through that. And it was very helpful. And going ahead, in terms of my relationship that I'm trying to pursue. I'm not trying to pursue anything right now, but in the future, trying to find somebody who's going to understand this type of lifestyle. Date night is going to be a little bit different. So if you can't understand if you can't understand this part of my selfishness, then it's not going to work out. Sorry. So that's just something that's been on my mind for a little bit. So for those of you who have told me to take some time for myself, I'm currently doing that. So thank you guys for looking out for me. And it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a big show for me. And if you're wondering what show I'm doing, for those few of you who are watching the show, some of you already know I'm doing the Arnold Classic Amateur, which is going to be March 2nd or 3rd, somewhere around there. So I've always wanted to do the show, and I figured being a very huge show, very important show, it's going to give me the motivation to work my ass off to get there. So for those of you who don't know, the Arnold Sports Festival in Columbus is actually the biggest sports festival in the world. They have more athletes in the Arnold than they do in the Olympics. So interesting tidbit for you. Needless to say, this is a very big show, and I'm excited to do it. For those of you who think I'm going to do terrible, that's awesome. Thanks for the motivation. And for those of you who are supporting me, which I know a lot of you are, I'm very gracious of that. And it should be fun. So here's to the next 19 or so weeks, and hopefully I'll be a fat ass.